Yo, what's up you guys? It's Orion here. Welcome back to another Rainbow Six Siege video. This time, we're going to talk about a concept that gets thrown around in the gaming community, and that's called game sense. So what exactly is game sense? Well, there isn't really a concrete definition out there, as it's kind of a made-up word to be honest. But to give us a baseline, I'm going to define it as the ability to leverage your in-game knowledge and experience to reliably predict, adapt, and respond to any given situation during a match. Game sense, especially in a game like Rainbow Six Siege, can only be trained through in-game experience. You could watch pro players and of course top Siege content creators for tips and tricks, and that definitely helps, but at the end of the day, you and I gotta put in the time and effort to really develop our own game sense. The more we learn through experience, the more often we'll be able to predict our opponent's actions accurately, adapt to any changes effectively, and of course, respond to the unexpected confidently. So what does game sense actually look like? Well, I want to take us through some of my gameplay and critique my ability to predict, adapt, and respond during some ranked matches. This is as much for me as it is for you guys, and I hope there's something here that new players, and of course, you longtime players out there, can take away for yourselves. With that in mind, let's get started. Alright, let's take a look at our first match. We're on attack, and we won our first round, but things quickly go sideways in just over a minute. Two of my teammates get spawn peeked, and we drop the diffuser. On top of that, our third guy gets caught by a roaming Caveira and is about to get interrogated. What do? Do we A. swing in through the window, B. rappel down to the first floor and try and get in some other way, or C. rappel up and rotate to my teammate? We can predict that opponents are going to get aggressive, so we adapt by rotating up to safety and respond by fighting from a position of power. In the meantime, our thermite has grabbed the diffuser and is planning to push with me. We try and drop down from hatch after droning out the area, and I grab a nice little kill on a flanking Caveira, but not before she manages to down our thermite. Thermite does manage to shuffle over to me. What do? Do we A. use him as bait and wait for a defender to push, B. revive him from cover, or C. drone out the area and make sure safe before we do anything at all? Well, we can safely predict that Caveira probably called out the down thermite, and so we try and go for a revive, but it doesn't work out. We get the swing, we kill the Oryx, and we push up to grab the diffuser. And now we're down to a 1v1 situation and the clock's ticking. I clear the barbed wire, but set off the proximity alarm, and I don't know where the last defender is. What do? Do we A. push bomb site A, or B. push bomb site B? We don't see any barbed wire on A, so we risk it and hear footsteps to our left. We swing with our gun up at head level and win the gunfight, the round, and eventually the match. Alright, let's go defender side this time and take a look at the next ranked match in Villa. We're on round 4 and defending. It's a 1v4 situation and I'm managing to hold out the enemy while tucking myself away in vault. I waffle a bit, but manage to maintain composure. My teammates are giving me red pings and I take down 3 of the 4 attackers. The last one's pushing me. What do? Do we A. hold angles from the vault, B. push the last attacker, or C. try and get an off angle from bomb site A? In hindsight, either A or B would have worked here, but instead, I go with C. I get greedy and I lose all composure by putting myself at a disadvantage and moving out of safety. I'm getting red pings, but I waffle and I lose the round. Lessons learned. Alright, let's move on to round 5, where I slow things down a bit and get focused. We're defending kitchen on Villa, and I've learned from the last 3 rounds that the attackers like to push together, so I anticipate a flank and play Oryx upstairs. I catch Ace and Yana off guard and get a quick 2 kills to give us the advantage. I start to hear some attackers downstairs, so I rotate down towards my teammates to see if I can help them out. After dropping down, I see we go from a 3v2 to a 3v1, so it's safe to pick up a zombie. Unfortunately, my teammates get a little too aggressive and try pushing the last attacker, who of course is an Ashe. She takes out both my teammates and we're down to a 1v1 situation. What do? Do we A. push Ash and try to catch her off guard. Or B, stay hidden and try to force the plant. Let's see. I could hear her pretty well, so I went with option B. I heard the claymore, and I heard her put down the diffuser. Gave me an easy kill with a quick swing. You might not believe it, but our team actually managed to turn this whole game around and come out with a win at the end. Alright, we're on border now, round 3, and attacking. I play Ace to try and breach customs from the east side while Thermite breaches west. Unfortunately, Thermite and Thatcher are quickly dropped. After breaching, I quickly drone out and see a Solus. I call out the Solus, and my teammate is able to capitalize on that call. It's a 3v2, and we're pushing into sight. As we push, unfortunately Nook doesn't see the Kapkan trap and gets downed while dropping the diffuser. What do? Do we A, revive Nook, B, try and drone out the last 2 defenders, or C, bait Nook and try and go for a trade? I'm not one to bait teammates, but I went with option C, because I anticipated Kapkan to be close enough to hear the trap go off, and sure enough, he swung and I got the trade. I was able to grab the diffuser, get to cover, and go for the plant. Luckily, my teammate knew where the last defender was and was able to get the kill before I could finish the plant. We won the round, and later on, the match. And finally, for our last match of the video, let's go to round 1 on Canal, and we're on attack. I chose Buck to try and get some vertical play in, but unfortunately, the defenders absolutely decimate my team, and it's down to a 1v5 situation. I'm able to bait out the defenders one by one and win my gunfights. In these kinds of situations, it's best to isolate your 1v1s and see if you can even out the odds quickly. I managed to rotate around the map and get to defender number 3, using sound cues and predicting that they would probably call out my last location, which was on the stairs. I flank and attempt to rotate down to the lower level. I get really lucky here, and this Valk misses all of her shots. Luck is all part of the game of Rainbow Six Siege, and that Valk had absolutely none. We've got less than 15 seconds on the clock, and we don't know where the last defender is. What do? Do we A, push into sight and try and go for a kill, or B, grab the diffuser and go for a quick plant? Honestly, you guys, that Valk had me laughing so hard, I couldn't think straight anymore. I made the stupid decision of going out for the diffuser, and of course, get hit with a bunch of Legion mines. The better choice would have been to get active and push into sight. Usually if it's a 1v1, the last defender will likely be somewhere on site to try and stop a plant. With only 10 seconds on the clock, I should have pushed sight. This cost us the round, but we had a pretty good laugh at the end of the day. And that's it for this video. I'd love to know if this style of video is something you'd like to see again in the future. Maybe we can start a series on game sense and really dive into these kinds of situations together. If you guys are interested, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Orion, out.